What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Profits on Prime. Me and Joe want to make a video of how we went from zero to 400,000 in sales in under around 6 months.
Cool,
So
cool.
pretty much we made a slideshow. Uh, we Before me and Joe became partners, I was selling about $10,000 in sales a month for a year. I feel like everyone has that breaking point, and me and Joe said it all the time. Like, if we don't give up, we'll have that breaking point. So we kind of had that breaking point, and we seen what worked. That's why we wanted to make this video. Share it.
Yeah, whether it takes like a week, a month, a year, everybody has that point where you just get comfortable reading the keeper, you're comfortable with seller app, you're comfortable buying, and it kind of just clicks. And we just want to try and provide you as much information, make that click happen as soon as possible.
Hell yeah! So, like it says in the slideshow, we hit 400,000 in 6 months. That picture is our seller board. So our returns, we had 759 out of almost 10,000 units.
A little over
So that's
10%.
around 10%. And we were selling sneakers and apparel mostly. So that's one of the highest niches for returns.
Yes,
Um,
I'd say, once you start selling, you're going to have so many obstacles to overcome finding products, building your business, building relationships. And as you start building, every process that you overcome, every obstacle you overcome, you're gonna like find a process that makes that work. And one of like the really important things about growing and growing fast and scaling to the point you want to be at is try to be as systematic as possible. Whether that's with your returns, shipping out orders, your FBA shipments, dealing with your account health. Try to create a process for every aspect of your business so that it doesn't build up and you have to do all this work. Like, I'm requesting reviews every other week. I'm going to process all my returns on Fridays. I'm going to, just try and build a process and it'll kind of streamline everything. And then also down the road, when you hire a VA, you're not just going to come in and be all over the place. You'll know your processes are in place and you just teach them that process. So it becomes much easier to just get everything automated if you really, build those processes in the beginning.
Hell yeah, 100%. Um, So this slide right here is find the right way to source products. What me and Joe noticed is that he's really good at going onto going onto websites and going onto the sale they're having for that day and finding codes and finding products that way. He found more success that way. I find success storefront stalking. So you got to kind of, and you won't know in the beginning. You got to just keep going and doing it. But you got to find what you're better at, what you find more success at. So if you do 1 hour sourcing one way, 1 hour sourcing another way, see how much success you had both ways. And, you know, once you figure that out, just stay the way that is best for you.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's just another thing that's gonna, everybody sees people, they do 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and then 60, 70,000. It is literally just creating a process for everything. The more you source, you're gonna get comfortable with one method over another. And there's nothing wrong with doing multiple methods. In the beginning, try a bunch, see what works the best for you, and really try and dominate that sourcing method, and then throw some RA in there. Throw storefront stalking.
Yeah,
Throw
if you have time, like me and Joe, sometimes we're like, wow, we have time today. What do? We would just go right to the outlets.
yeah,
Any time is you don't want to waste. That'll
yeah.
definitely jump your numbers.
As you get better, like that's when you're going to start seeing those jumps. You're going to know when the sales are. You're going to know how to compound
Yeah.
coupons, buy the gift cards. Everything's just compounding in this business, and that's why you see sales just exponentially jump. But
Yep. So this is one of the most important slides for this video. So really, pay attention to this. So pretty much with Keepa, we believe it's the best tool for selling on Amazon because once we figured out Keepa, everything blew up. Honestly,
yeah,
so offers we noticed were like, wow, like if the mentors that I had, like I would send them these products and they were like, the offers are horrible, and I wouldn't understand it for months and months and months. It's because a lot of the offers are not 100%. So you got to like take away the bullshit and actually see what is real data because you could definitely mess up a lot.
yeah. And again, this is another thing where the more comfortable you get with it, you're going to be buying more products. I mean, like in the beginning, I feel like the first 3 months I started Amazon, I found like so many few products, and it was like no, 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 no. And then once you start getting it, you know what to look for, and after you know what to look for, and you buy those first couple products that sell like hotcakes, you're like, oh, I know exactly what to look for now. And then once you see it sell based off of how you read that Keepa chart, your confidence is going to start going up. And now instead of buying 10 or 15 units, which is probably, buying 10 or 15 units of a bunch of aces, that's probably how you're going to get your first 10K. But you're not going to be getting 50, 60, 100,000 in sales a month off 10, 15 units. So as you build that confidence, you'll say, you know what, I don't want to buy 10 of this. I'm going to buy 50 of this. I'm going to buy 100 of this. And your
Yeah.
sales are going to go up a lot.
Yeah. So like the slide says, using Keepa's historical data. So the offers will be here. And then you could switch it from the last 30 days, 90 days, 180 days. So now you could see more data that which is there that we didn't know because we're only looking at the last 30 days. But you could look at the past 3, 4 months.
Yeah.
Um,
The other thing about that too, before you go on, is sometimes you'll see if you're just looking straight out at the 30 or 90-day offer counts, you may see a bunch of order limits, and you're like, well, everything else looks good, but it looks like no one's really moving this. If you start clicking out to 90, 180 a year, you may see those seller sales before they put order limits on, and you'll be like, oh, okay, this is moving. They just figured out, let me throw order limits on this. So
yeah.
you may miss some products like that, but you definitely want to like really learn, keep it inside and out.
Yep, 100%. And that's why, like this line right here, recognizing real versus fake data. If the lines on Keepa offers graph drop straight down, it usually means they didn't sell all those units. So if you see here, this seller says they had 1,000 units, and then in one day they had zero. So you
Yeah,
can't
that's probably
say,
like an FC transfer or
yeah, it could be a transfer. It could be they got kicked off the listing. It could be anything. But you can't be like, wow, he sold 1,000 units, so can I? Because that's how
be
people
like
over leverage themselves.
extremely, extremely rare that someone's selling that much. It,
Yes.
it looks like a week or two.
That's why I put this one right here, this overcount, because you see how it's kind of moving up and down, and it looks like this data is not skewed at all because like even this drop here, like they probably just got a lot of sales, but this data here shows like it's real. You could definitely depend on this. Like this guy had, let's say, 50 and dropped down to 26. They're like, wow, I could buy 25 in that time. I could sell 25.
Yeah.
And the last one here, pressing the include historical offers. This is huge. Uh, as you can see right here, include historical offers. It's on the top right of Keepa on every single product. So I did not know that you could press that, and then now you could go to like FBA, FBM, and you could see so much more data. So
Yeah.
if I used to go on products, it would just be straight lines. I press that. Now I'm like, wow, I could buy 10, 15, 20 units. Like that's a game changer right there.
Yeah, the other thing that's cool about that too is you may look at a product and think it's whatever, selling good or bad. If you look at historical offers and you see around December a bunch of people are moving them and then it slows down, or around February for Valentine's Day, or whatever for a holiday, this is a really good way to tell if an item's seasonal or not. Like if you see a bunch of offers on something in February and not really selling the rest of the year, it's a seasonal item. If you're not around that season, stay away from it too.
Yep, 100%. Um, so yeah, so this is why we built our $100 a month community because we wanted to help others avoid trial and error that we went through. So me and Joe bought a lot of products that we regretted because we had no idea all these things about Keepa and Celerant. So pretty much we created a community where me and Joe are very open to our students sending us ASINs that and obviously the price that they're buying at, they don't have to send me the link that they're getting it from. And I pretty much tell them buy it, don't buy it, buy X amount, and it kind of gives them a support system and a trustworthy. How could you say, Joe?
Yeah, it having someone look over the ASINs in the beginning that like made the mistakes already, it's worth its like weight in gold. And it's not even necessarily a sales pitch or anything like that. And we're in no way, shape, or form downing other courses because truthfully, I definitely recommend whether it be this Discord, if you have the money to invest in a course, I definitely recommend getting that course because yeah, sure, it's money up front that you're gonna have to put into it, but you're gonna save that money by not buying those risky buys and getting caught with bad inventory, big credit card bills. Our entire purpose of doing the Discord was, we personally both did two courses. I think Richie did three courses, and it's a lot of money up front. Like you're gonna be charged at least two, three, $4,000. And when me and Richie were talking, a lot of people started reaching out to us, asking us for help, and we just really weren't, we didn't really want to go the course route. And we had the idea of just creating a community and offering some aspects of the course. We have like a bunch of guides and videos, and we do weekly calls, and we look over ASINs for people. We keep everybody involved. And, it was kind of our way of offering people that help that you definitely need to get started and the information to get started without having someone to, having to cough up thousands of dollars in the beginning. So,
And like
and then
the
the
reason
other big part
why,
of it too was like even after me and Richie knew what we were doing and we were in the process of growing, like when we were doing 10,000 a month, it wasn't really worth it for us to talk to somebody doing 400,000 a month. We always tried to network with people either right where we were or a step above us. So to have access to other people that are in the same shoes as you, like you start talking to each other, maybe you guys go do RA together or you start sourcing together at night. That is probably the second biggest thing that helped us start scaling so fast. The first thing was definitely being comfortable with the programs and getting the confidence, but networking in Amazon is like everything. So,
yeah,
we just offer this pretty much to connect people and give you that information that you need to get started and check your ASINs so you don't make a risky
yeah.
buy without having to cough up like
Yeah,
thousands.
like Joe said, like this is not a sales pitch. This is us just telling you that this was one of the reasons why we grew. I've started so many business models before Amazon, and to be honest with you, I never had a mentor. And everybody was like, get a mentor, get somebody to back you that has had success in the business, and I never did it. And then when Amazon came, I wanted it to work so bad that I spent, like Joe said, thousands of dollars, and it was a reason why I succeeded. You're spending this money. You want
For
to
sure.
make it work, but that's why we created this community because
Yep.
people don't have thousands to cough up just because they had a dream. So at least with this community, me and Joe could at least back you guys, and we have weekly calls and stuff.
The
The link
only,
will
literally,
be in the
probably
bio. So
the only bad thing I could probably say about these courses is not all of them, but some of them are like very, very oversaturated. And you'll go into this course and ask questions, and you may not even get answered or answered a week later. Other than that, like I said, I totally recommend you taking the course. And
and
I'm not even
FYI,
saying,
that's not us.
yeah,
We literally answer 24/7. Joe
yeah,
stays up all night sometimes.
and even if it's not this Discord, like maybe you could find another one that's more expensive or cheaper or runs differently. We're just saying this is what we offer, and we're offering it because it helped us scale to the point that we were at. But whether it's this for you, whether it's something else, whether you're like, you know what, I want to throw up the thousands, I definitely recommend getting that, foot in the door course. It'll,
Yeah.
first of all, it'll shave months off time for you scaling. And like I said, it'll save you the money that you're putting into it because you're not going to be making these horrible buys and risking money. And
Yeah.
I would just definitely recommend getting a mentor in some way, shape,
Yeah.
or form.
So, like I said, in the description down below, you could book a free 15-minute call with me if you want to learn a little bit more about this, or there'd be a link right to the Discord, and you could join. Um, Getting organized was a game changer. Yes, 100%. So me and Joe would wake up that day and be like, "All right, what are we gonna do?" When we decided to put down on pen and paper or in our notes wherever the night before what we're gonna do and what we what we got to accomplish, if it was going RA or doing returns or whatever the case may be, by doing that the night before was huge and actually made us grow way quicker than we thought.
Yeah. Also, like, there's so many other things that go with with organizing. Like, some people just buy stuff and it's like they wait for it to come in, they just ship it out. Like, create folders for all your receipts in your email. Star all your order confirmations, your shipping confirmations. Create folders for everything. Hopefully, it never happens, but down the road, maybe you get section 3 or you have an account
Yeah,
verification. You don't want to spend days going through your emails. If you just have it in a folder, you send it over and bang, like it's done, it's ready to go.
yeah,
Another thing too is, it may not show you an immediate benefit, but definitely down the road. So every single time you buy something, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I mean, there's templates out there, you can find them, but literally, if you just write down like the date you purchased something, where you bought it from, the ASIN, and what you paid for it and stuff, when the next time year comes around, especially for seasonal items, you'll be like, oh, I bought this seasonal item last year. It was a killer. Or, oh, I found this sale. And as you start ordering stuff, you may notice a trend like, oh, this pair of shoes goes on sale on this website every Saturday or every 16th of the month. So if you start organizing all your purchases and stuff, you'll start to notice trends and it'll be much easier to start reordering stuff and you'll know where to go back to get it too. So that's another thing that could definitely help you scale.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add one more thing till we go before we go to the next slide. Where it says here, optimize your shipping templates for efficiency. So that just goes back to organizing. When you can put your shipping template to 0 day handling till 4 p.m. because your USPS is shipping out at 4:30. You have everything organized. Now the amount of sales that you'll get is insane. Like we did it for this Q4, and that was a big reason why we shot up. So you want to be extremely aggressive as well. But the only way to be aggressive without doing late shipments is by being organized.
Definitely.
Um, so we've done in-house prep. If you follow me on Instagram, you could see that we had boxes all over Joe's house.
I
Um,
almost don't recommend it, but you will you will definitely save money and scale quicker. But
yeah, so me and Joe saved like you see me. We
thousands of
got we
dollars
sold 10,000 units. If we were getting charged $1 a unit, that was $10,000 out of our pocket.
out of a minimum.
Yeah. So you want to do that, reinvest in your business, take full control of the process and avoid delays, focus on efficiency to make extra work worth it. So you want to do the most amount of work in the beginning and just keep reinvesting so you can get to that point that you always see these people on Instagram. How are they in Miami? How are they on a boat with this business running? You have to get your hands dirty first.
And I'll also say too, like I'll throw it in there. Everybody is different. Like for me and Richie, it worked because we were partners. And once we started seeing it work, we were like, all right, we're going to put all our time into this. We're going to work at our regular jobs at a bare minimum and put everything into this. So we had enough time to source because we were finding the stuff that we wanted at the price we needed it. And we had the time to prep. If you're a one man show and you're like, you know what, all this time in prep I could be sourcing because I'm actually finding stuff and you're killing it sourcing and literally prepping items is just taking time away from you sourcing, then it might not be for you. FBA may be a better route for you. I mean, I definitely still think you should FBM a little bit during Q4 at least, just because the times and whatnot. But
You can find the
you
prep
got to
center
find
out
out what
here.
works for you. Like this is just, we're just telling you guys like what worked for us.
Yep.
So, we saved a lot of money. We got our money back faster because we FBM'd it instead of FBA'd it. So if you have the time and you think you could do it, like definitely you could save a lot of money in the
Hell yeah.
beginning FBMing.
Being open and giving back made a difference. So I tell a lot of people this that DM me on Instagram. When I first started, I was extremely open to hearing advice. I was extremely open to sharing leads that I found because I'm not buying out the store. So if I could hit you in the DMs and be like, look, like I found 5 of these Nike leads. Would you want to share 5 of your leads you found this week? Now I got 10 leads. He got 10 leads. And you know, you're both winning. You might be fighting for the buy box where people will say, oh, don't do that. You'll fight for the buy box. You're on the same ace and blah, 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 blah. It's not going to make that big of a difference. And you'll grow a lot quicker than if you just stood in your little bubble and tried to, grow yourself. Get
Yeah.
on Instagram, get on TikTok, get on Twitter, DM everybody, throw your pride aside. You're not perfect. And
Yeah.
you're brand new at this. Even if you're not new, if you're in it for a year or two, you need to pretend you're brand new and just talk to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously use common sense and your own discretion. Like if you don't trust somebody, this is a different story. If you're killing it on one item, maybe you don't share that lead. But like Richie said, we've hit up plenty of people and shared leads with them. And honestly, one of the people we really got close with them, and we're doing like a brand direct deal with them. Like you never know where a relationship's going to take you,
Yep.
and it goes both ways. Like people have hit us up all the time, and they're like, "Oh, let's share leads, let's source together." Like there's so much money to be made just from networking in Amazon alone. Like you
Yeah.
have to do it. You have to.
And connect with others to learn and grow together. It's the honest truth. Like what I have accomplished in Amazon would be nothing without Joe. With our other partner, what me and Joe accomplished would be nothing without our other partner. Like we grew together more than we could have ever done because other people's strength or weaknesses, like my weaknesses would be other people's strengths. So if everyone has certain strengths and you come together, you could grow a company more than you could ever think.
Yep. And again, same thing. Like I said it a bunch of times already, but everybody's different. Like some people want to do it by themselves, some people don't, some people are scared, whatever. Like for me and Richie, it worked out. Like he needed help on things that he wasn't necessarily good at. And I came
Organization,
in,
I'll say it
yeah.
on the video.
And I came in and helped. And for me, I didn't really have the time to do it 100%. by myself in the beginning. I had another job. I was applying to schools when I first started working in real estate. I was writing a software program for that. So, we both put our heads together, and now it's literally a full time thing for both of us. So you never know where things could go. And even if you're not comfortable sharing leads, it's not even just that. Like, we've learned so many little tricks about shipping templates, or editing
Yeah,
on your returns and stuff. Like, you know, just meet up with people, talk with people, and just say, hey, listen, we can source together, even if you don't want to share leads. Like, let's just help each other out. There's so many other ways you guys can help each other. So
yeah,
definitely do that.
yeah. So this is the end of the video. Like, I just want to go over the takeaways from this video. You want to find sourcing methods that fit your style and stick with them. Take the time to learn tools like Keepa and Celerant. Build or join a community to stay motivated and get help. Stay organized and adapt your plans as needed. Save costs where possible, like doing in house prep, and be open to share your knowledge to build meaningful connections. So, if you have any questions on this video, I'll be happy to answer them. I'll have the link for everything in my description.
Yep. And I mean, we obviously just went over all of it, but like I said, when you see people doing 10K, 15K, 20K, 60K, like, that's literally it. It's the start. You learn how to source, you learn Keepa, you get the confidence, you start buying a lot, and you just, once it all starts to click, man, it's so exponential.
Yeah,
So that's what helped me and Richie grow. So, I'm definitely sure, even if you take away just one or two pointers from this video, it'll definitely help you out a bit.
100%. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, it helps us out a lot. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.